Hello everyone and welcome to our election pre-show for the 2020 to Montfort Students' Union elections. So I'm Jack.
I'm Morgana.
And we're going to be here with a pre-show discussing sort of what these elections are about, so an overview of the roles available and the way the electoral system works, and sort of a brief discussion with Katie Hobbs, who is one of the executive officers from this year but who isn't running for 2020. So I'll hand over to Morgana, who's got some more information on some of the executive roles.
Yeah, so I'm going to give you a brief overview of the roles. So there's the academic executive, who acts as the student representative on university committees. And develop and implement academic strategies within the union and the MU. And also they will meet with the course representatives. Then there's the equality and diversity executive, and they make sure there's enough representation for groups in activities and programs across the university, such as non-alcoholic activities, a fair representation when keynote speakers are invited, and with celebrations of international holidays.
Yep. And the third one is opportunities and engagement. So they work with the British Universities and College Sports body that deals with all the university sport competitions, sort of organising fixtures, making sure teams are participating. They also help promote, support and develop society, sort of growing sort of contributions from them and see them working together to reach sort of a common goal. And they work with the activities department to coordinate society leaders. And then we've also got the welfare executive. They're responsible for ensuring student well-being, whether that's student housing, sexual health, mental health as well, and liaise between the students' union and the university to make sure that all the sort of well-being protocols are being administered both by the SU and the university. So if you having issues, then they're the person you really need to go and speak to.
Yeah, then we have lastly the Union Development Executive. They will manage the development of your students' union. They're the union spokesperson to key stakeholders such as NUS and the DMU. And they will also be the representative promoting the union and raising awareness of DSU services within DMU. Unfortunately, the winning candidate won't be announced today due to unforeseen reasons. Then there's the part-time liberation officers. And they're the Black Asian minorities ethnic representative, the disabled students representative, international students representative, LGBTQ plus representative, mature students representative, postgraduate students representative, and women's representative. They will make sure all these groups are fairly represented within DMU.
Yeah. So how voting works. So remember in the UK in 2011 we had that infamous referendum that everybody sort of forgot that happened into changing our electoral system in the UK, which is the single transferable vote, and that's the system that we use here in the Montfort Students' Union elections. So to give you an example, take one of the positions like the Union Development that's got 10 people running. You can vote for as many or as few candidates as you would like to, ranking them in your preference of order. You don't have to vote for everybody if you don't want to. And then coming to when the votes are revealed, if candidates don't have enough votes to get over the threshold, which is a simple majority, then the candidate with the lowest amount of votes is knocked out, and then their second preference, so as a first preference, they're removed, and then anybody that voted for them, their second preference moves on to essentially be their first preference for the next candidate, and that will continue on until there's a majority vote and that person is therefore elected.
Here at the MU we also have RON, which sometimes causes a little bit of confusion. It essentially means open nominations. So if you're not happy with any of the candidates, you can vote for RON and ask for another nominations essentially. And we will play a short video explaining if it's not quite clear yet.
And welcome back to our pre-election show, and I'm pleased to announce that we're joined by Katie Hobbs, who was one of the executives from the previous year, but she's announced that she's not running this year, so we're just going to have a quick interview of what life was like as one of our executive officers. You were the welfare executive last year, so how come you decided not to rerun?
I decided not to rerun simply because I haven't graduated yet. I finished my second year and I'm really looking forward to getting back to my studies, whereas all the other executives, they have graduated. I do have the option to rerun next year because I can run for a maximum of 2 years, but we'll see when the time comes.
What's the thing you're most proud of doing this year?
I'd say this year there was, around Christmas time, we had the idea to do a winter meal for students who aren't going home for Christmas, so international students or maybe exchange students. When we first started the idea, we thought maybe 20 students would come, because really around that time you don't see anybody on campus, and at the end of it we had about 100 students. So the event was a massive success, and it was really good to see so many people just talking to each other, networking, especially in that time of year when it can be really difficult.
So what was sort of most enjoyable about your role?
I'd say with my role, you do get to meet a lot of different people. Everyone at the Students' Union is amazing at what they do, and it's really good to get to see the university from a different perspective. You go to meetings with the Vice-Chancellor and the higher-ups at the university, and you really get to see from every perspective.
How did you feel when you first went to a meeting with so much important people?
It is intimidating, however, they are all absolutely lovely as well. I think you just have to bear in mind that they are human, just like us, and once you've said your manifesto 5,000 times to so many different people, you kind of get used to it and sort of into a bit of a rhythm.
Yeah.
It's quite interesting to note, but I was going to ask, what sort of motivated you to take the gap in your studies? Because, as you said, the vast majority of the candidates that get elected to our Students' Union have finished their third year, so it's very unusual to hear a student taking a gap in their studies. So sort of what pushed you towards taking a break?
Well, on my course I was offered to do a placement year, and I did look into different placements for different things. However, a lot of them I didn't know whether I was going to be making an impact, where when this opportunity came up, I thought, I know I can be in a job for a year that I can really make a difference, and I know that I can help people, and I know that I'll come out of it with a lot of transferable skills and things that I can use later on in life.
So you remember last year you were campaigning, obviously, and do you remember how you were feeling by this time?
I remember when I got to do an interview and sat on a sofa just like this, and I was watching that back yesterday actually, and it was interesting because that was the first time someone said, oh, you're an all-female exec team, and looking back at that moment of sort of that realisation of like, oh yeah, we are, because I was the last person to be announced, so it was really at that point I could see the picture of the whole year forming. I'd met some of the candidates while campaigning, and I knew they were all absolutely lovely. So.
I was going to ask, if you were to look back now, what one bit of advice would you give to yourself when you walked into the Students' Union for the first time in September as welfare exec?
I think I would have said to just take any expectations of what the job will be and just kind of start from scratch. I think what you end up doing day to day is always different. There's never a standard day for an exec. Some days you're in meetings back to back, some days you're just out there talking to students. This week I've been putting stickers on cacti that you just never really know what you're going to be doing, but all of it is amazing and it's really worthwhile.
And how was the election week for you this year, sorry.
This week's obviously been so different from last year, but it's not been quiet. Obviously, all the other execs have been campaigning and have been out there, so I've been essentially doing the role of people. So any meetings that they would have gone to, I've been having to go in their place. So it's been back to back. But I mean, supporting students never stops. So even though we've had polling booths and things going on, all the staff is still here to help and support students.
Well, thank you so much for talking to us today, and we wish you all the best.
Thank you. Thank you for having me.
That's okay. Hello and welcome back to our election pre-show before the results of the 2020 to Montfort Students' Union election is revealed. We've just got a few more things to sort of discuss. I wanted to sort of raise about how we've gone about voting this year, because I think it's really interesting the way that we do vote, the fact that we've got sort of permanent bases in the Students' Union, the campus centre and at the food village, but the fact that there's sort of like a rotating station, which I think is a great idea for, say, students that don't have the time to, say, come into the campus centre. They're just like rushing between lectures and things like that. So of course, on Tuesday the 3rd, which was the first day that voting was open, that booth was at the Hugh Aston building. Then on Wednesday the 4th was at the library. Thursday the 5th was at the Vijay Patel building. Then on Friday the 6th it was back at the Hugh Aston building. Of course, over the weekend, the voting was frozen because it's not particularly fair to campaign across the weekend. And then on Monday the 9th, which was the final day of voting, it was open at the library, and that was from 11 a.m. till 2 p.m, which is sort of a time where students are on campus the most.
And this year there was almost a double turnout compared to previous years. It might be because the SU this year had like little incentives to voters. So on Tuesday the 3rd they were giving away water bottles, as well as on Thursday the 5th. Then on Wednesday the 4th they were giving out just little treats, just pick and mix. Friday the 6th they had donuts from Donuts, and Monday the 9th they had like cacti.
I was going to say they were really small, really cute, weren't they? I was kind of jealous. I was like, damn, I wish I voted a bit later. But there we go. I mean, it's great to see sort of everybody get involved. Like every time I walk past the campus centre or past the food village, there's always people there voting and getting involved in the democratic process. Because at the end of the day, these people are here to represent our needs as students here.
And if it's a habit you get into early on, then when the time comes and you need to vote in national elections, for example, you are at least already familiar with the process.
Exactly. Yeah, but there were some interesting campaign ideas we found this year. My personal favourite has to be the TikToks. I really enjoyed the fact that some of the candidates have branched out into new forms of media to do their electoral campaigns, because it's all well and good having like posters, but it's great to sort of get new forms of media, because people will see it sometimes online and they're like, Oh,
Oh, this is different.
exactly. Yeah.
Yeah.
There's also the tampons campaign.
Yeah,
as
that's
well.
true. One of the welfare candidates had like a banner with some of her goals, and it had at the bottom some tampons hanging, which I think it was a very creative and interesting idea.
Yeah, and there was also some of the candidates had videos with their manifestos on them as well, which is quite interesting because some of the manifestos are very in-depth, to say
Yeah.
the least. So
And
it's quite interesting to see how they fit them all on there.
yeah, that's true. And I think it's a much more compelling way of doing so. Instead of just read out a massive text, then you can just see an animation doing it for you, explaining it to you.
We also wanted to raise the fact that 2,935 students voted this year, which is almost double what we had last year, and the fact that across 5 days we had voting open for as well, which is a really impressive number. So we hope that
It keeps growing.
exactly, and also people are happy with the end result. Of course, the fact that we've got this transferable vote system means that it may not necessarily be your first choice, but you can always vote for second, third and fourth choices, which is always important, I feel, to get your voice heard.
You won't feel, that's what I was going to say, you won't feel like you're being excluded or ignored. Yeah.
Exactly, yeah. But, thank you everyone for joining us for our election pre-show. The results will be revealed very soon, but as we mentioned earlier, the result for union development will be revealed at a later date per the announcement by the Students' Union earlier this evening. But thank you for joining us.
Yeah, thank you.
Try again. There you go. We're on. Good evening, everyone. Look, listen, you're going to have to be a lot louder than that. This is your evening, your hard work, so I want to hear some noise this evening. So I will try again. I've made it up here without falling over, so that's my first challenge out the way. Now my next challenge is to get you all in the mood. So, good evening, everyone. I'm hoping that you will be a bit louder. Welcome to your elections evening 2020. And what an absolutely fantastic elections it has been. A little bit of information for you. We've had record number of votes cast. Thanks. Come on, it can't be that hard. Record number of candidates. And record number of bad weather. Yeah. It's been a really bad week. So before we move on, the first thank you I want to say is a thank you to all of your candidates and all of your campaigns team, because actually you've been out there, come rain, come shine, giving everything you've got to win these votes for this evening. So give yourselves a massive big round of applause. We've also had some nice treats along the way this year. I think you will agree. The water bottles. Leftover sweets, they didn't go down as well, so make sure you eat them tonight, all right? So, thank you very much for all your hard work. In this election, we have had 2,937 votes cast across 5 days of voting. That is absolutely fantastic. That's a 63% rise in the total votes from last year's elections, where there were only 1,890 votes cast. So, it's absolutely fantastic. And I'm not going to talk for too long, because I know you just want to know the winners, don't you? Yes. You want to know who your new executive has been elected, don't you? Yes, thank you. So, the voting system we use takes into account preferential voting, with the lowest scoring candidate in each round being eliminated and their votes being shared amongst the next preference. To win a position, a candidate must secure 51% of the total vote. Do you all understand? Yeah, thank you. Good. Today we will elect the NUS delegates first, followed by the part-time liberation officers, and then finally our new full-time execs, voted for by you, the student union members. Before we go on to announce our first category, I want to say a massive, big thank you on behalf of you all here to all of the staff at the Students' Union, especially the voice team, for everything they've done to make this year's elections a great one. Without you all, it wouldn't be possible. So now it's over to you. It's your night. I want to hear loads of noise. You've worked so hard for this, so enjoy the evening, enjoy the free food, and I'm going to first announce up to the stage Mr. Elgin Hughes. Yes, he didn't get to talk like this all the time. He just gets to do a little bit, but he gets to say the most. Mr. Elgin Hughes, our Student Opportunities Manager. Give him a massive round of applause. He will be presenting our NUS delegate candidates. Thank you very much, Elgin.
I can say that Aisha Ismail and Dia Rottenpal were duly elected at this point. Give them a round of applause. Their additional votes were transferred, resulting that Laura Flowers being elected with a revised total of 153. No one received enough transferable votes at this stage to be elected as well. So congratulations to Laura Flowers at that point. So at this stage, we were able to, reopen nominations was eliminated. No one received enough votes to be transferred to be elected. So at this stage, Mira Dasani was eliminated. Unfortunately, not enough transferable votes were able to elect anyone. The next one was Chandra Karati was eliminated, and no one received enough transferable votes at this stage. At the next stage, Madeline Samata was then eliminated. This meant that Z Alamar was elected with a revised total of 118 votes. At the next stage, Siddharth Sivasimi was then eliminated. Their votes were transferred, resulting in Hannah Willoughby and Tom Guy-Day being duly elected with 110 votes and 101 votes respectively. So we can confirm that the final people going to NUS delegates are Aisha Ismail, Dia Ratnapal, Laura Flowers, Z Al-Hamar, Hannah Willoughby and Tom Guy-Day were all duly elected. Give a massive round of applause. And they will be joined by Katie Hobbs at the National Union of Students Annual Conference in April. Congratulations to everyone that was elected.
Oh, ladies and gentlemen, put your hands together for Mr. Elgin Hughes there. Thank you, Elgin. Okay, we're going to move on now to your part-time execs. The first presentation we've got is for your Black, Asian and Minority Ethnic Students representative. And to present your results, please welcome to the stage Sophie Calverley, who's DSU's Content and Communications Coordinator. Go on, keep it clapping. It's a long way up the stairs.
Okay, so this is my first election, so you're going to have to bear with me a bit. I'm also really small for this microphone, so I'm on my tiptoes. Can I? I'll probably break it, so I'll just leave it as it is. Okay, so the Black, Asian and Minority Ethnic BAME Students Representative. Of the 2,000, let's get it right, sorry, nerves are getting to me. So the 2,935 votes cast in total, there were 1,381 for the position of BAME Students Representative, making the quota 691. At stage 1, Edwina Manso Henrique I'm very sorry about that pronunciation, received 1,311 votes. Reopened nominations received 70 votes. So there we go, we have Edwina Manso Henrique as, I'm very sorry again, as duly elected as the BAME Students Representative.
Oh, there you go. Huge congratulations and thank you, Sophie. Her first elections as well. Well done, Sophie. We're going to move on now to our next presentation, which is for our Disabled Students Representative. And to announce the winner of this category, please welcome up to the stage Janine Fox, who's DSU's Advice Manager. Come on, keep the applause going. They're going to have to run in the future. Run faster.
Hello. Let me just open the results. Okay, so of the 2,935 votes cast in total, there were 1,337 for the position of Disabled Students Representative, making the quota 670. At stage 1, Sue Litchfield received 470 votes. Paramala Ramu received 829 votes. Reopen nomination received 38 votes. Primala Ramu was duly elected to the position of Disabled Students Representative.
Oh, there you go. Thank you very much, Janine. There you go, and well done. We're moving on now to our international students representative, and to announce the winner of this category, please welcome to the stage the Queen, the Queen of the elections. It is your student voice manager, Molly Knight.
Hello. Oh, I'm also short. Okay. As you can tell, we're all very nervous. So, of the 2,935 votes cast in total, there were 1,189 for the position of international student representative, making the quota 595. At stage 1, Sahad Ali received 200 votes. Shubham Garg received 184 votes. Abitimi Immotabega received 404 votes, and Madeline Shimata received 384 votes. Reopen nomination received 17 votes. At this stage, reopen nominations was eliminated, and none of their votes were transferred. At this stage, Shubham Garg was eliminated. It was eliminated, and their votes transferred as followed. Sahad received an additional 14 votes, making their total 214. Abitimi received an additional 8 votes, making their total 412. And Madeline received an additional 8 votes, making their total 392. At this stage, Sahad Ali was eliminated, and their votes transferred as followed. Abitimi received additional 15 votes, making their total 427. Madeline receives an additional 25 votes, making their total 417. Abitimi Immotabega was duly elected in the position of International Student Representative.
Oh, thank you very much, Molly, and congratulations. We're going to move on now then to our LGBTQ plus students representative, and to announce we have got the wonderful, from the voice team, Katie Johnson, our academic representation coordinator. Representation. Can't get my words out, Katie. There you go.
Hi everyone. So, of the 2,935 votes cast in total, there were 981 for the position of the lesbian, gay, bisexual, transgender and queer plus student representative, making the quota 491. At stage 1, Thomas Legate received 914 votes, and reopen nominations received 67 votes. Thomas Legate was duly elected to the position of lesbian, gay, bisexual, transgender and queer plus student representative. Well done.
Congratulations, well done. Moving on then now to our next presentation, which is for mature students representative. And to announce the winner of this category, please welcome to your stage your Chief Executive Officer at the Montfort Students' Union, Penny Robson. She's got to run. Keep clapping. It's the CEO. The more you clap, the more you get. Remember that.
Sorry guys, I was too busy chatting. Right, good evening. I am here to announce the Mature Students Representative. Of the 2,935 votes cast in total, there were 940 for the position of Mature Students Representative, making the quota 471. At stage 1, Mia Abapo received 591 votes, VC Rob Byes received 321 votes, and reopen nominations received 22 votes. Mia Abapo was duly elected to the position of Mature Students Representative.
Thank you very much, Penny, and congratulations. Well done. We're going to move on now to our postgraduate representative, and to announce the winner of this category, please welcome to the stage our marketing and communications manager, Emma Binns. They're not ready. I mean, thank you, Emma.
Hi everyone, just bear with me while I open it. Okay, so of the 2,935 votes cast in total, there were 891 for the position of postgraduate students representative, making the quota 446.
Samranjit Kaur received 408 votes. Anjika Kavi received 448 votes. Reopen nominations received 40 votes. At this stage, reopen nominations was eliminated and their votes transferred as follows. Samranjit Kaur received an additional vote, making 409. Anjit Yagvan was duly elected as the position of postgraduate students representative.
Congratulations and thank you very much, Emma. Well done, that was your postgrad. We're moving on now to your women's representative. And to announce the winner of this category, please welcome to the stage Hina Chaperon, who is your Student Inclusion Coordinator. Give Hina a big cheer. Thanks, Hina.
Sorry, let me just open this up. Okay. So, for Women's Rep, of the 2,935 votes cast in total, there were 1,350 for the position of Women's Representative, making the quota 676. At stage 1, Angela Moreno Lopez received 185 votes. Charlotte Pryor received 93 votes. Abira Kayam received 108 votes. Kyra Rowe received 169 votes. Lauren Short received 174 votes. Swetha Sogna received 409 votes. Yusra Wahid received 155 votes. Mariam Aber Zighini received 46 votes. And reopen nominations received 11 votes. At this stage, reopen nominations and Mariam Aber Zighini were eliminated and their votes transferred as followed. Bear with me. Angela received an additional 3 votes, making their total 188. Charlotte received an additional vote, making their total 94. Abira received an additional 3 votes, making their total 111. Kyra received an additional 3 votes, making their total 172. Lauren received an additional 2 votes, making their total 176. Swetha received an additional 2 votes, making their total 411. Yusra received an additional 3 votes, making their total 158. At this stage, Charlotte Pryor was eliminated and their votes transferred as followed. Angela received an additional 5 votes, making their total 193. Abira received an additional vote, making their total 112. Kyra received an additional 4 votes, making their total 176. Lauren received an additional 7 votes, making their total 183. Swetha received an additional 7 votes, making their total 418. Yusra received an additional vote, making their total 159. At this stage, Abira was eliminated and their votes transferred as followed. Angela received an additional 5 votes, making their total 198. Kyra received an additional 3 votes, making their total 179. Lauren received an additional vote, making their total 184. Swetha received an additional 6 votes, making their total 424. Yusra received an additional 10 votes, making their total 169. At this stage, Yusra Wahid was eliminated and their votes transferred as followed. Angela received an additional 8 votes, making their total 206. Kyra received an additional 11 votes, making their total 190. Lauren received an additional 7 votes, making their total 191. Swetha received an additional 13 votes, making their total 437. At this stage, Kyra Rowe was eliminated and their votes transferred as follows. Angela received an additional 10 votes, making their total 216. Lauren received an additional 11 votes, making their total 202, and Swetha received an additional 19 votes, making their total 456. Swetha Sogna was duly elected to the position of Women's Rep.
Oh, thank you very much, Hina. I think you had the longest one there. And congratulations and well done to all of our newly elected NUS representatives and part-time Liberation officers. Give yourselves a massive, massive round of applause. You've been brilliant. We are going to take a short break now, about 15 minutes, so you can go to the toilet if you want to, have some refreshments, enjoy the churros and the samosas and all the snacks we've got on the table, and we'll be back in about 15 minutes with your full-time results. This is the big... Everyone! It's now time to announce the results for next year's executive officers who are going to run your students' union. It's a huge, huge thing. These are full-time positions, and the executives will also lead their specific zones in the council as well. Unfortunately, this evening, due to unforeseen circumstances, we will not be announcing the winner of union development. That will be announced later on, and more information will become available to everybody from the Student Voice team as and when we've got it for you. Okay, so we won't be announcing it this evening. It will be announced at a later date, and as soon as we have more information, the Student Voice team will be letting you know. So, are you ready? Woo. I'm sure you're much more lively than this, most of you on a Wednesday night. Maybe it's just a bit too early. Never mind. So to announce the winner for the academic executive, I'd like to invite back onto the stage the one, the only. He didn't get the gig. I did. He's going to hate me forever, but he's going to come up here and show you all his new TikTok. It is Mr. Elgin Hughes, your Student Opportunities Manager. I forgot to say as well, sorry, stealing his thunder as well. When we announce the elected officer, please come up to the stage so you can say a few words as well. Sorry, Elgin, you can talk now.
Thank you. What's a TikTok? Right. So it gives me great pleasure to announce the academic executive role. Of the 2,935 votes cast in total, there were 1,702 votes cast in the position of academic executive, making the quota 852. So, at stage 1, Laura Flowers received 942 votes. Hannah Willoughby received 723 votes. Reopened nominations received 33 votes. Laura Flowers was duly elected to the position of academic executive.
Thank you. It's an absolute honour and privilege to be re-elected into my second year. I've had the most wonderful time and I can't wait to do it all again. Thank you especially to my lovely execs, to Dia, Aisha, Katie, to sort of everything they've done, their support throughout the year. Also to this table over here at the back, my lovely pals. I love you to absolute pieces, as well as the lovely course reps and everyone who's helped me throughout the year. Sorry, I'm very flustered. But thank you so much.
Oh, please put your hands together for your newly elected academic executive, Laura Flowers. Congratulations, Laura. We're moving on now to the Equality and Diversity Executive. And to announce this, I would like to welcome onto the stage the king of Elections Week. He has been fantastic. Such a huge support. He's going to announce your Equality and Diversity Executive. It's Mohammed Pathan, your Governance Coordinator. Up you come, Mohammed. Come on, keep the applause going for Mohammed. He's the one that brought you the water bottles, remember that.
Good evening, everyone. What a pleasure it is to be with you all here, and what a pleasure it's been to see all your fantastic campaigns. So I'm opening this. Of the 2,935 votes cast in total, there were 2,052 for the position of Equality and Diversity Executive, making the quota 1,026. So in the first round, Z. Al Amir received 483 votes, Vinod Kumar Chakravartula received 57 votes, Clifford Fernandez received 147 votes, Chandra Khatri received 81 votes. Joanne Melinda received 130 votes. Dia Ratanpal received 983 votes. Aggie Strezmalowska received 158 votes. Reopen nomination received 12 votes. At this stage, reopen nominations and Vinod Kumar Chakravartula were eliminated. Their votes were transferred as follows. Zial Ahmed received a further 5 votes, taking their total to 488. Chandra Khatri received a further 3 votes, taking their total to 84. Joanne received 2 additional votes, making their total 132. Dia Ratanpal received another 5 votes, making their total 988. Aggie received 2 further votes, making their total 160. At this stage, Chandra Khatri was eliminated and their votes were transferred as follows. Zial Ahmed received a further 3 votes, making their total 491. Clifford Fernandez received a further 2 votes, making their total 149. Joanne Melinda received a further 6 votes, taking their total to 138. Dia Ratanpal received a further 11 votes, taking their total to 999. Aggie Stremolowska received 3 further votes, taking their total to 163. At this point, Dia Ratanpal was re-elected to the position of Equality and Diversity Executive.
I really was not expecting that. You guys will know how nervous I've been. Thank you so much, especially to my lovely girlfriend, wife, Amber, my campaign team, Ahmed, Rim, Alia, Susu for being here, and most importantly to my lovely executive team of this year who have given me so much confidence and put so much happiness and joy into my life. Aisha, Laura, Katie, and Kate, I love you all so much, and you will forever be my first ever team, and I love it. Thank you. Love you too.
Oh, there you go. Thank you. Put your hands together for Dia, your re-elected Equality and Diversity Executive for 2020-2021. We're going to move on now then to our Student Opportunities and Engagement Executive results, and to announce the winner of this one, I would like to welcome onto the stage the man, the legend, the boss. He runs this nightclub type venue type come whatever in the day. No, please spend your money at Sue's Diner because he told me to say that as well. So please give a huge round of applause for Joe Stevenson, your head of commercial.
Good evening. I'll try and add some suspense to this one. So of the 2,935 votes cast in total, there were 1,305 for the position of Student Opportunities and Engagement Executive, making the quota 653. At stage 1, Aisha Ismail received 1,274 votes and reopened nominations received 31 votes. Aisha Ismail was duly re-elected to the position of Student Opportunities and Engagement Executive.
What to say because Laura and Dia took my speech, but I love you guys. But this is especially for Laura. Hard work pays off. A huge shout out to everyone that helped campaign for me. Shaista, Asim, Kainat, Rimsha, Ahmed, Amber, Alia, and especially Laura and Dia. And Katie, thanks for being morally there. I love you all. Thank you so much.
Oh, there you go. Round of applause for Aisha, your re-elected Student Opportunities Executive. Is that one? And engagement. I missed that one out. Sorry, Aisha. And she's hoping that you will all now join her at DSU Celebrates on March the 27th. If you've not yet brought your tickets, make sure you do. It's going to be a fantastic evening, isn't it, Aisha? Yes, there you go. Woo! Yes, there you go. We're going to move on now to our last one this evening, and that is for our welfare executive. And there is nobody else that we could ask to present this one other than your current welfare executive. Please welcome to the stage, Katie Hobbs.
Of the 2,935 votes that were cast in total, there were 1,280 for the position of welfare executive, making the quota 641. At stage 1, Mira Dasani received 154 votes. Joseph Knowles received 251 votes. Becky Hilditch received 225 votes. Siddharth Sivasamy received 160 votes. Benjamin Smith received 474 votes, and reopen nominations received 16 votes. At this stage, reopen nominations was eliminated, and none of the votes transferred. At this stage, Mira Dasani was eliminated, and their votes transferred as follows. Joseph received an additional 8 votes, making their total 259. Becky received an additional 7 votes, making their total 232. Siddharth received an additional 11 votes, making their total 171. Benjamin received an additional 12 votes, making their total 486. At this stage, Siddharth Sivasamy was eliminated, and their votes transfer as follows. Joseph received an additional 4 votes, making their total 263. Becky received an additional 6 votes, making their total 238. Benjamin received an additional 19 votes, making their total 505. Benjamin Smith was duly elected to the position of welfare executive.
I don't really know what to say. Thanks to everyone who voted. Thanks to all my friends that I know who've really helped me campaign, kept me through it. As most of you know, they've literally kept me going at certain points of the week. So thank you to them. Thanks to everyone that supported me on the campaign as well. It really helped, and just thank you.
Stay here, Benjamin. Stay here. Give him a massive round of applause, your newly elected welfare executive for 2021. If you stay there, because what we'd like to do now is we'd like to invite all of our elected officers back onto the stage, a part-time, NUS, full-time, so we can have a big photo. If you want to come up to the stage, just so we can have a quick photo, that would be lovely. Up you come. While they're coming up to the stage, I just want to one more time thank everybody who voted, all of the students, everybody that has campaigned, all of the teams. It's not just the people that are running in these elections, it's your campaign teams as well. And the friends and the support from all the people around you is absolutely phenomenal. So one more time, can you give yourselves a massive, massive round of applause? Come on. Before we close off this evening, please, one more time, come and get in, everyone. Come and get in. Squeeze in, come on. So, some of you, look, do you want me to, some of you are going to have to crouch down, like, come down here, look, come this side, look. Oh, okay. Yeah, let's do it down here. Come down, because we've not, come down. Can you do it on the floor? Not like, don't jump down. God, don't jump down. Don't jump down. Come down. That's it. Come down. Come down. That's our fault because we've not put the ramp out, so I apologise for that. Come down on the floor. You can jump down. Look. There you go, Dia. Dia's down. Can we move the lights as well? Can we move the lights down? Testing you now, look. This is your knowledge, isn't it? Dia's going to lift you down, look. Look, photo opportunity, there you go. I'm getting out of the way. Can you get, you're not got me, there you go. Are we all in? Marketing and comms, is that good enough? Yeah. Catch the woe. That's the only one I know. What? They don't know what TikTok is. Do you want me to teach you? 1, 2, 3. There you go. Thanks. Thank you. There you go. All right then, if I can now just have the full-time elected officers, is that okay? Just the full-time elected officers. Come down, we're down. The stage is far too high anyway. Up and down there, let's have a... Aisha, look, she's not doing, look. She's got to try and jump up, look. Glamorous, glamorous. Okay, thank you very much. Please give another huge round of applause for your newly elected 2020-21 full-time executives. Thank you. You can go now. Go on, go away. Shoo. I'm only joking. They're my bosses. I love you really. There you go. I know you're all excited, so I'm going to shut up now. All I want to say is one more time, thank you to everybody in here for making this year's 2020-2021 elections absolutely phenomenal. You have been a pleasure to work with. You are great students. I love the Montfort Students' Union. Enjoy the rest of your evening. Good night.
Don't show up.